Friends, I want to express my sincere appreciation for your presence and your willingness to walk through this narrative with me. Having you here is not something I take lightly. My hope is that as you listen, you'll not only hear a personal account of pain and recovery, but also recognize the strength that can surface even in life's darkest passages. The moment I discovered that my partner had been unfaithful, it was as if the floor gave way beneath me. It didn't feel real at first, almost as though I was watching someone else's tragedy unfold. Never had I pictured betrayal as part of my own story. And yet, there it was, confronting me with brutal honesty. The evidence was impossible to ignore, a phone left open, revealing a trail of words that pierced me like knives. Last night was incredible. I can't wait for the next one. A single line, but it carried the power to dismantle years of promises, trust, and shared life. When I demanded the truth, she didn't mask it, nor did she soften the blow. With a tone stripped of affection, she admitted she had stopped loving me long ago. The absence of remorse hurt more deeply than the betrayal itself. That night, I fled our home, clutching my keys like a lifeline, and drove to the only place that didn't crush me with memories, my office. At first, I convinced myself the long nights at work were temporary, a way to escape the suffocating silence. But soon, my desk and the mechanical hum of my computer became my safe harbor. Numbers and documents were indifferent, they couldn't betray me. It didn't take long for my manager, Clara, to notice. She was a woman of strength, in her 40s, with a natural authority that commanded respect. One evening, long after everyone else had left, she stopped by my desk with a half-serious, half-concerned remark about me living at the office. I brushed it off with talk of unfinished work, but she wasn't convinced. Her eyes held a steady compassion as she told me not to let whatever I was carrying destroy me. She didn't pry, but she made it clear that she saw through my facade. Days later, she appeared again, this time with 2 cups of coffee. Placing one in front of me, she gently insisted that I either share what weighed me down or let her keep me company in silence. That small act cracked the walls I had built around myself. Bit by bit, I shared the betrayal, the loneliness, the hollow ache of being abandoned. Clara listened quietly, without pity or judgment, and when I finished, she told me something I hadn't considered, that my wife had lost something precious, not me. Her conviction planted a seed of strength where despair had taken root. From then on, Clara made a point of not letting me sink. Some evenings we'd talk about life over coffee. Sometimes her assistant Jenna would join us, bringing her quick humor and laughter that eased the gloom I carried. Together, they created a space where I felt human again, where I wasn't defined solely by heartbreak. It wasn't about romance, it was about connection, about having people who wouldn't let me vanish into my own grief. Still, connection has its way of sparking transformation. One quiet night, after Jenna had left, I sat with Clara as the city lights spilled into her office. She told me plainly that I couldn't keep holding myself responsible for someone else's choices. I admitted that I didn't even know who I was without my wife. She leaned in, firm yet kind, and said it was time to discover that. Her words weren't consolations, they were a challenge, a push to reclaim my identity. Then she invited me to walk with her. Not as an escape into another relationship, but as a choice to step forward into life. We left the office together and wandered the city's quiet streets, speaking openly about dreams, regrets, and hopes. For the first time in weeks, I felt light, unshackled, no longer just the man who had been betrayed. I was rediscovering myself. Months passed, and then my wife called in tears, confessing she had made a mistake. Once, I might have been pulled back in by her remorse. But Clara's words echoed inside me, "Walk with me instead." Not with her, not with anyone in particular, but with the possibility of life beyond betrayal. So I told my wife no. I told her I deserved more. When the line went silent, it wasn't crushing. It was liberating. Clara and Jenna didn't save me in some dramatic way. They reminded me that I was worth saving. That betrayal didn't define me. My response did. My wife's infidelity began this chapter, but the ending is mine to write. I choose to move forward, to embrace a future where my worth isn't measured by another's neglect but by my own courage to keep living. And so, I thank you all once more for being here and sharing this journey with me. Your willingness to listen gives these words meaning, and your empathy makes the telling worthwhile.